Hi Prasant, how are you?
Fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. So
Yeah.
Prasant, as you know, this is a mock interview, and the basic intention behind taking this interview is to help IT professionals like you, and we want to boost the confidence so that you are able to face the interviews and clear them in the future as well. Okay.
Yes.
So let us start with the interview. And even if you don't know the answer of any question, you can tell us. We will explain you the explanation. We'll provide the explanation also, and we'll
Okay, sir.
further move in the interview. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. So let us start with the core Java questions first, and then we will start with the manual testing questions.
Sure, sir.
So, what is the base class of all the classes in Java?
Base class in the sense,
Mhm.
sorry, sir. Didn't get it.
Okay, no problem. So java.lang.object is the base class, or you can tell superclass of all the classes in Java. Okay. Now, what is a path and class path in Java?
Path is kind of, in the program, when we are doing the programs,
Hmm.
we'll set some paths,
Hmm.
uh, for the reference variables. For the reference Java libraries kind of thing.
Hmm.
There we can use some paths.
Okay. So it is actually, location of exe files, .exe files, you can say. While class path specifies the location of bytecode, that is the class files. Okay. Now, which are the different data types in Java?
There are different types like int, double, float, uh, long.
Mhm.
Uh, and,
You are going in the right direction. You have covered,
yes,
yeah, you have covered four data types. Three are remaining, if you can recall.
I didn't brush up my Java thing. That's I won't
Okay,
recall.
okay. So the rest three are char, short, and byte.
Ca-
Okay, okay. So what do you mean by class in Java?
Class is nothing but it's a subset of a package. I mean, first we create a package. In that we'll create a class, which is a main thing to do the program. Um,
Actually, class, whenever someone asks you what is class, so you can tell it is a blueprint or it is a prototype from which you can create the object of the class. Okay. Now, a class would have a set of properties and methods and that are common to the objects. Okay. So now what we are doing is, if you are not, you feel you are not that much prepared, so we can switch to manual testing questions.
sure
But
thing, sir.
yeah, but see, when you are going for an interview for testing, you will get questions on OOPS concepts, Java, and SQL. So I would highly suggest you to go and I mean go through all these concepts and then you go for the interview. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So let's cover few of the software testing questions now.
Okay.
So can you tell us the various phases that are involved in software testing lifecycle?
Okay. The first one is system study,
Mhm.
which is called the requirement collection. After that, test plan. After test plan, it's writing test cases. In test cases, again, we'll do the system study. That means that the requirement collection. We'll understand the requirement collection. After that, we'll write the test cases. After writing the test cases, we'll review it to the from the senior person, and after that, we'll get approval from them. And after we'll store the test cases in a test repository tool. After doing that, we'll do the traceability matrix. After traceability matrix, we'll do a test execution.
Mhm.
After execution, um, execution, we'll report the test execution report.
Mhm.
After that, the final thing is the post-mortem meeting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. See, basically there are five different phases that you will get in the software testing lifecycle. First is test planning, in which test strategy is defined. Then is test case development. You will create the detailed level test cases. Then is environment setup, where you will set up the hardware and whatever the software that is required for testing the software. Then is test execution. You mentioned it right. You will execute all the test cases, and at the end is test cycle closure, where you will be presenting all the reports, documentations, and all the test coverage related pertaining items to the team. Okay.
Okay.
So what are the different methods in testing?
Different methods.
Yeah.
Uh, there are unit testing,
No.
integration.
No. So actually, those are types of
The
testing.
methods,
Yeah.
there is a manual testing and automation testing.
No. See, there are three basically methods of software testing. Those are black box testing, white box testing, and gray box testing. Okay. What is black box testing?
In black box testing, the tester doesn't know the structure of the code or the structure of the application.
Hmm.
He will do the testing with the help of the customer requirement.
Mm-hmm.
There are three types of black box testing, like uh, functional testing, non-functional testing, and regression testing.
And what is the meaning of gray box testing and white box testing?
Gray box testing is nothing but a combination of black box and white box testing. In And the white box testing is the testing where the tester knows the structure of the code and structure of the application.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then he'll perform, and it is also known as glass box testing or transparent box testing,
Mm-hmm.
where he knows the structure of the application. It
Okay.
will be conducted by the developer.
Hmm. Okay. So in gray box, the tester has limited knowledge of the internal coding of the software, while in white box testing, he is having end-to-end knowledge of the
Complete knowledge.
internal code that is built at the back end of the program. Okay. Now, what are different levels of testing?
Uh, First one is unit testing.
Perfect.
The
Yeah.
next
First one is unit testing. Then,
unit testing.
yeah.
The second one is integration testing,
Yeah.
and the third one is system testing,
Mhm.
and the fourth one is user acceptance testing.
Okay. Now, okay. So the last phase would be acceptance testing, or it would be system testing. Which one would be the last phase? Last
The
level of
last is
testing.
the last level will be acceptance testing, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So you are giving right answers. Don't get nervous. Okay.
Yeah,
Be confident. Be positive. Okay. You are having good knowledge of manual testing. So don't get nervous. Okay. Now tell me something about bug life cycle or defect life cycle.
uh, bug life cycle is nothing but whenever we test an application,
Hmm.
if we found a defect, the tester found a defect, and that defect will be raised by the tester to the development team, and the developer will check the defect and he'll fix it. And after fixing it, it again comes to the testing phase, and again we'll do the retesting. If the we'll do the retesting, if the defect is fixed, we'll move to the next possible thing, and if the defect is not fixed, we'll reopen the defects.
Okay. Now you were mentioning at the first phase that whenever defect is discovered, so what would be the status of that defect?
uh, First, whenever we raise a defect, uh,
Yeah.
the defect will be like we need to mention the severity and priority of the defect, and we'll
Yeah,
open.
that is fine.
Yeah,
But what would be the yeah, but what would be the status of the defect?
it will be open, I guess. I mean,
It would be
active,
new state.
new. Yeah.
Yeah, new. Then second is when you will assign it to a developer, the state of the defect would be assigned. Yeah. Then please go on. You were mentioning about fix it would be fixed, then it would be rejected by the tester, so the status would move to reopen,
Reopen.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Then if the defect is verified by the tester, then what would be the status?
It will be closed, sir.
Yeah, it would be verified and then it would be
Closed.
closed. Okay. Now what is the difference between functional testing and non-functional testing?
In functional testing, we majorly speak about the behavior of the application. That means
Hmm.
the application it's reaching its customer requirement or not, and we check the
Hmm.
functionality of the application. And in
Hmm.
non-functional testing, we may majorly focus on performance testing. That means how reliable the application is, or else
Hmm.
when we perform some load test or loads in it, how it's actually behaving it, we do
Hmm.
that things. In
Okay.
functional testing, there are different types of functional testing, like regression testing, smoke testing, sanity, as well as
Hmm.
the system testing, like that. In non-functional, there is performance testing, load testing, stress testing, and web securities testing, like that. So
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Now, in the testing phase, which one is performed earlier? Let's say you are given a project to test. So which one would you go for first? You will start first with the non-functional testing or you will start first with the functional testing?
every time we need to start with the functional testing, sir. After functional testing only, we'll do the non-functional thing.
Okay, right. Okay. Now, again, when someone asks you the differences of functional and non-functional testing, you can also add these points that functional testing is based on customer requirements, while non-functional testing is based on customers' expectations. Okay. Functional testing is basically done and to test what the product does. And non-functional testing is basically how the product does. Okay. How the product works. Now, let's say if I give you a test level scenario that you have to execute some test case and you have to tell me whether it is a functional test case or it is a non-functional test case. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Uh, let's say the website is flipkart.com and you have to perform testing. Your test manager calls you in the cabin and he tells you in the morning that you have to perform testing for 20,000 users. So is it a non-functional test case or a functional test case?
It's a non-functional test case, sir.
Okay. Now let's say if they call you and if they ask you that, Prashant, that you have to check whether the password is not getting, the password is secured into the application and it is not being revealed into the plain text for the software, then what is the scenario? What type it is? It
I
is a
think it's
functional or
non-functional.
it is a non-functional?
I think it's non-functional thing only, sir. It's a kind of security thing. That's
Mhm.
why I'm telling the non-functional thing.
Yeah, perfect. It's a non-functional testing scenario. Okay. Now, is verification a static analysis technique or dynamic analysis technique?
Verification is a static analysis technique, sir.
Okay. Okay. Then what is usability testing?
In usability testing, we'll check how the user can access the application very easily in a easy format. It is easy or not for the user to access, and also the in usability test we can also check the look and feel of the application, and we can say that how easy and accessible to the user, user friendly, I can say. The We need to check that in the usability testing. The navigation should be easy
Hmm.
from the customer point of view.
Right. Right. Okay. Then what is statement coverage?
Statement coverage. I don't know, sir.
Okay. So statement coverage is actually one of the testing technique, and basically it is done to ensure that each and every line of code has been executed and has been tested. Okay. Then have you heard about decision coverage?
Yeah, it's a kind of technique in I can say in black box testing, I guess. It's a kind of
No.
test case design technique.
Yeah, it is a test case design technique.
Yeah, it contains various
And
stages in it.
hmm,
I
no,
don't
it
know
would
fully.
actually, assure that every decision, whether it is true or false, in the source code has been executed and tested once, at least once. Okay. Then what do you mean by path coverage?
Coverage.
Hmm,
No idea, sir.
okay. So in this, we ensure that every possible route, every possible flow, at least it is tested once use in the code in this using this path coverage. That is what is the one happy path of the testing that is actually done. Then what are the different flows into the application? Let's say if there are three different input methods that you can give to the as an input to the application. So you will make sure that all those three are covered. Okay, so every possible route through a given part of the code is executed and tested. Okay, now what are the benefits of automation testing over manual testing?
Uh, it is very reliable and it's not that much time consuming. We can deliver the project within a short span of time, I can say. Uh, and uh, comparing to manual testing, uh, the, uh, the cost efficiency also is low. That are the possible scenarios.
So see, it is reliable, it is repeatable, it is fast, okay, and it helps you save time also. And if you consider tools like Selenium, so it is an open source tool, so the cost factor is also not considered over there. Okay, so these are few of the advantages that you can cover for automation testing over manual testing. Now, what is the difference between load testing and stress testing?
In load testing,
Hmm.
we'll test the application with certain loads
Hmm.
within the limit. Like if it is, if a application can be like work with the 100 users, we'll
Hmm.
we'll do the 100 users. I mean, we'll do 10, 20, 50 within a limit. In stress testing, we'll test the application beyond the limit. Like we'll do 150, 200, and we'll check how the application is working, how it behaves, the kind of thing.
Then what are the types of acceptance testing?
There are two types of acceptance testing. One is alpha testing and one is beta testing. In alpha testing, can I say?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Uh,
Hmm.
yeah. In alpha testing, we'll test the application by finding different types of scenarios and in the possible scenarios or uh, possible defect factors, and this all done before releasing the product to the production.
Right.
But in beta testing, we'll do the software testing of the application
Hmm.
in real environment with the real data. That
Hmm.
is the difference between.
Right. So one more difference you can highlight over here is that in the alpha testing, the testing is done basically by the internal team members like developers or testers who were involved in that software development or software testing life cycle. But in beta testing, the customers or end users are doing the testing in their own environment. Okay.
Yes.
Then what is the difference between retesting and regression testing?
In retesting, that means, like I said, whenever the tester finds a bug, it goes to the developer and he'll fix it. Then again, the build will come to the tester to test the application. I mean, after it's called retesting. That means already it is tested and we found the defect, and again we send to the developer team, and again we got the a new build, and we'll test again. That is called the retesting. But in regression testing, uh, we'll check I mean, whenever developer adds a feature, or else if he modifies the feature, or else he fix some defects, it might be affecting. We check if it is affecting the unplanned, unchanged feature of the application. It's called regression testing, sir.
Okay. So Prashanta, we are done with the interview. Do you have any
Okay.
questions for us?
Nothing, sir. I mean, first of all, I would like to say within a short span of time, yesterday I messaged you
Hmm.
and you replied me in the morning, and it is very, it's really pleasure to meet you, sir.
It's my pleasure actually. And we are actually looking for candidates who want to give mock interviews. So
Okay.
it is, I felt really good when you approached me, and I saw your email as well, but I could not respond at that time because I was, busy with some other task. So
Okay, sir.
even the channel and the entire team is happy, and we wish you good luck, and we pray to the God, and we are positive that you will certainly clear the interview on Monday, and you'll get a good job as well. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. So just one
Yeah.
suggestion is go through the concepts of OOPS, Java,
Yes.
okay, and at least read something about SQL as well. Even if it's a
Yeah.
manual testing job, you will get some questions on polymorphism, inheritance,
Yeah.
encapsulation, abstraction, what is class, what is object. Then this is for Java. You will get some questions on these topics. For SQL, you will get some questions like what do you mean by joins in SQL? Like inner join is there, left
Yeah,
join,
I know
right join.
I've studied some basics on the SQL too, but
Hmm.
I've not prepared that well. That's why I didn't set up it.
Yeah, no problem. Still, you have got 24 hours with you. Prepare, and there are many resources available online. You can upgrade yourself. Okay.
Okay,
So we wish you all the best for Monday's interview. Yeah. Thank you for your
sure, sir.
time, Prashant.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.